What are we going to be learning today, Miss Ginto?
All right, so we're going to remember that when we divide with whole numbers, what happens to the number? Does the number on the inside get bigger or does it get smaller? Bless you.
I'm guessing.
You're thinking smaller? Let's see. How many times does 2 fit in 14? Yeah. 7. All right. 2 times 7 is 14. So is this number smaller
Smaller, yes.
than 14 in the original? We'll do one more just to remind us before we move into what we're going to look into. So I have 3, and it's going to go into the number, let's do 12. Okay, we have 12, let's say cookies. We have 3 people who want them. Is this pile of cookies going to get smaller, or is it going to get bigger?
Smaller.
Smaller, and what do you think? How many times does 3 fit into 12?
3 fits into 12. 4.
4. So the number got smaller because we had to divide it into 3 groups of 4.
I know this.
Good. But with fractions, when you divide, the number gets bigger. Okay? So I'm going to actually work with manipulatives to show you how that works. Okay, this is one whole. Okay? Do you remember how many halves fit in a whole?
2.
2. We're just going to double check to make sure it works. There's 1, and there's 2. Okay? So, if I'm going to make a problem that says 1 whole is divided by 1/2, what I'm really asking is how many halves fit into 1 whole. And that's what you're asking when you're dividing by fractions. So let's go and see. I'm going to have you go ahead and put down how many halves fit into 1 whole right there.
We go around and we take some from you, we take some from you, we take some from you.
Okay, so how many holes fit into 1/2?
Do I have more than I started with,
Or how many holes, halves fit into 1 whole, I should say. So
It
the
is
answer,
approximately 2.
it is 2.
More.
So that,
Right? Look over
did it
here.
get bigger when you had 1 whole and it now became 2?
Yeah.
Now,
Okay.
if I give,
So we're going to see that pattern happen over and over again. So we're going to take a whole again,
more or do I
but instead of using
oh, if I take
halves,
away,
we're going
why
to
don't I
do
give the
fourths.
same?
I'm going to put a couple fourths down here. Hold on.
If I
Hold on.
subtract 1 and give it to
So if I
me,
said to myself, what is 1 whole divided by
share
1/4? I'm really asking, what am I asking? How many,
Fourths go into 1 whole.
how many fit? Yeah, basically. Would you go ahead and do that? How many fourths fit into 1 whole? So count them as you put them down. So how many fourths fit into 1 whole?
4.
What do you think, Samuel?
Kind of always think is the bottom, like
So
threes,
basically
there's, like,
what it is like you're out, instead of like going like the first number would be into dividing, you would go how many times does that go into that?
How many times does this go into 1?
And it would, and then we measure to make sure like soon we're gonna memorize this.
Well, soon we're going to move into numbers, but not today. Today's lesson is just going to be to look at them as physical, hands-on manipulatives. But we're going to get a little harder because I think you're ready. And I'm actually going to ask you.
Don't like 3/3 fit into 1 whole? I
They
kind of just think of the bottom
do,
on
but
the
guess what I'm
edge.
going to do? I'm going to take 2 holes, and we're going to write 2 holes, and they're going to go, we're going to divide it, and maybe we'll do just what the number you just found, by 1/3.
So I would be taking it away.
Okay, so I'm going to
That's
ask
what we're gonna see.
you, Josephine,
Is what
to figure out how many thirds fit into 2 holes.
And I take away,
Or it
I
could
like
be
the
like 3
or I
times.
have 10. and
Yeah, we're
I
getting
take
there.
away.
I
We're
like
getting there.
I like the
Or I
sparkles
have
on
10
there.
and I take
Yeah,
away
so how many holes fit in there? How many thirds fit in there?
10, I take away 5.
They make
What's going to happen? Am I going to have
they make learning fun with like the colors.
You like the colors. All right, so you found out that 3/3 fit into 1 hole.
So 3 more thirds equals 6.
All right, go ahead and build that, and I'll write your answer right here.
Did you count it?
Kind of what I think of is that number times that is
You're getting to where we're gonna go.
Take it off if it's following. The reason it's up there is so we know
Okay.
which end is up.
So does it equal, so the number got bigger though too, right? Start off with 2 and we ended up with 6.
Leave it alone,
Okay,
then I need to take
we're
it
gonna
off.
do the next level of hardness. I'm gonna ask that we have not just 3 holes, but 4 holes, and I'll see the third's back.
This is too hard. I can't do this anymore.
Yes, you can. Alrighty. So I'm going to ask, I'm gonna write the problem out mathematically. I'm gonna say 4 holes
So how many
divided by fourths. I'd like you, Seraphine, to go ahead and tell me how many do you think will fit, how many fourths will fit into 4 holes? And I appreciate you laying them out so neatly.
I know how many, because 4 times 4 is 16.
You're starting to see a pattern, and I'm actually going to explain what we do next.
So I do,
Is it 16?
I sometimes celebrate, and I
You
put
prove it to me by building
a
it.
certain number of ornaments on the tree. So what I want you to do right now is to take, wait for my instruction, wait for my instruction, thank you. I want you to take from the basket
Almost there.
10 ornaments, and I want you to line them up
It's okay.
It's a break the last one.
It's all right. They kind of stick together, don't they?
Yeah.
on the fountain pen. On the fountain pen.
Okay.
Okay, I want you to line them up like that.
All right. So, what did your answer come out right? Like the guessed? Want to count them for us, just in case?
One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
I want you to line up
16. So you were right,
to start.
Seraphine. All right. So Seraphine noticed something right away, and she said it's almost like you're multiplying this number
French fry.
times this number.
Like how
Right.
we do in the double-digit multiplication.
Something like that, yes.
That's how we can tell.
So
it's 10,
let's try it without the manipulatives.
right?
Just gonna look here.
Double check. See
And
if
tomorrow what we're gonna do is we'll continue working with the manipulatives, but also we're gonna work with the numbers. So let's try taking 2 holes, and then we're still gonna divide it by
I'm
1/2.
decorating the tree.
And if you wanna follow Seraphine's method, we wanna be able to times 2 times 2, right?
4.
But hold on, we can't times this, because what's the symbol?
Divide.
So we have to change the sign, and because we change the sign, we actually have to flip
Ornaments in the box or more
2
ornaments?
on top of 1.
Take one out.
And
So
then,
if we're doing timesing fractions, multiplying fractions, we set to switch the fraction.
well, only in division do we change the sign, but if we change the sign, we have to reciprocate. That's what it's called when you flip this number. And so there's always a secret 1 under here too. So what's, and now we know how to multiply fractions, right?
Okay,
What's 2 times 2, Josephine?
4.
And then 1 times 1 is 1.
Yeah.
And we can ignore that 1 because 1 goes into 4 times. So that's what
An
we're gonna go
improper
tomorrow.
fraction.
It'll be improper until we put the 1 divided into 4, which gives us 4 holes. 1 fits into 4
4.
4 whole times. So we got rid of the 1 by dividing the denominator into the numerator.
Sense.
First you're showing me 10 ornaments, and now you're
You
taking
can stop it.
off the number,
You can stop it
and
now.
you're putting it on the tree, and that's not what we're doing.